Management styles and functions. The 5 major functions of management. The first one is planning. In planning, management must decide what will be done in the near and distant future and figure out how to put those plans in motion to gain the desired results. An example of planning as a management function would be preparing for a seasonal boom in sales, as a manager would need to have a plan in place to ensure that production of the product will increase so that the product demand is kept up to speed. The next one is organizing. The organizing function requires a manager to make and implement a pattern of relationships between the different divisions and employees within those divisions to ensure that a plan is carried out and performed satisfactorily. An example of this would be that once the planning phase is completed, to increase production of a product, the plan would have to be explained to the various divisions of the company to ensure the plan can be implemented. Staffing. Staffing requires a manager to understand the different positions that need to be filled, and to ensure that the positions are filled with people that possess the required skill to fulfill that job function. An example of staffing is hiring a skilled mechanic to work on the machines that are used in the production line. Leading and directing, or directing. Leading or directing means that a manager must determine the correct course of action that needs to be taken in a given situation and how to get the employees to perform that action properly. An example of leading or directing would be going to a specific division and working with them physically and showing them the way that you want things done and how effective that way will be. The last one is controlling or monitoring. Controlling or monitoring means that a manager must constantly check the outcomes of the company against the plan that was put into place to determine if the plan is working, and if not, why. An example of controlling or monitoring would be a monthly evaluation of each division and their overall results compared to what was originally projected in the plan. The 3 management styles. The first one is directing. This management style requires the manager to give instructions to the employee on specifically how and when he wants something done. Directly is mostly a one-way form of communication with the employee. It's an effective form of management for managers that need something done where there can be no room for error. An example of this form of management would be if you needed your employee to perform a routine task such as filing that must always remain consistent. Discussing. The discussing style of management requires communication with all employees and the manager being open to hearing their opinions and ideas. This is accomplished by asking questions and encouraging honest feedback. This style is a great way to gain your employees' trust and to make them feel like they are truly part of the company. An example of this style of management would be having a division meeting to address a particular problem or concern and allowing the employee to come up with a solution. The last one is delegating. The delegating style of management requires the manager to assign different tasks to individuals or separate divisions for the completion. When delegating, the manager must listen to the employees to ensure they have a clear understanding of what is expected and what the expected results of the manager are. An example of delegating would be telling the assembly division that production needs to increase without raising production costs. That division would be given the authority to make whatever changes needed to meet their assigned goals.